Magic Tree House, Book 19, Tigers at Twilight. Tiger, tiger, burning bright in the forests of the night, what immortal hand or eye could frame thy fearful symmetry? In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? On what wings dare he aspire? What the hand dare seize the fire? From The Tiger by William Blake, 1794. Prologue. One summer day, in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious tree house appeared in the woods. 8-year-old Jack and his 7-year-old sister Annie climbed into the tree house. They found that it was filled with books. Jack and Annie soon discovered that the tree house was magic. It could take them to the places in the books. All they had to do was point to a picture and wish to go there. Along the way, Jack and Annie discovered that the magic tree house belongs to Morgan Le Fay. Morgan is a magical librarian from the time of King Arthur. She travels through time and space gathering books. In the magic tree house, books 5 to 8, Jack and Annie helped free Morgan from a spell. In books 9 to 12, they solved 4 ancient riddles and became master librarians. In Magic Tree House books 13 to 16, Jack and Annie had to save 4 ancient stories from being lost forever. In Magic Tree House books 17 to 20, Jack and Annie must be given 4 special gifts to help free an enchanted dog from a spell. They have already received a gift on a trip to the Titanic and a gift from the Lakota Indians. Now they are about to set out in search of the 3rd gift. Chapter 1. How Far Away? Jack and Annie walked past the Frog Creek woods on their way home from the library. "I miss Teddy," said Annie. "Me too," said Jack. "He's a really smart dog," said Annie. "Yeah," said Jack, "and brave." "And wise," said Annie. "And funny," said Jack. "And here," said Annie. "What?" said Jack. "Here." Annie pointed at the Frog Creek woods. A small dog with a tan-colored fur was peeking out from the bushes. "Arr, arr," he barked. "Oh, wow, Teddy," said Jack. The little dog ran off into the woods. "Let's go," said Annie. She and Jack raced after Teddy. The Frog Creek woods glowed with the late afternoon sunlight. The dog ran between the trees and finally stopped at a rope ladder. It hung from the tallest oak tree and led up to the magic tree house. Teddy waited for Jack and Annie to catch up. He panted and wagged his tail. "Hi, you!" cried Annie. She picked up the little dog and hugged him. "We missed you." "Yeah, silly," said Jack. He kissed Teddy. Teddy licked his face. "Is it time to get our 3rd gift?" asked Annie. Teddy sneezed, as if to say, "Of course." Annie grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack put Teddy inside his backpack and followed. They climbed into the treehouse. There was the note from Morgan Le Fay. It was on the floor just where it had been 2 days ago. Jack let Teddy out of his pack. Annie picked up the note and read, "This little dog is under a spell and needs your help. To free him, you must be given 4 special things. A gift from a ship lost at sea, a gift from the prairie blue, a gift from a forest far away, a gift from a kangaroo. Be wise, be brave, be careful. Morgan." Jack touched the first 2 gifts, which they had already gotten, a pocket watch from the Titanic and an eagle's feather from the Lakota Indians of the Great Plains. "Now we have to get the gift from a forest far away," said Annie. "I wonder how far," said Jack. "I know how to find out," said Annie. "Where's our book?" She and Jack looked around the treehouse for one of the research books that Morgan had always left them. "Arr, arr." Teddy pawed a book in the corner. Jack picked it up and read the title, Wildlife of India. "Oh, man, India," he said. "That's very far away." "Let's get going," said Annie, "so we can free Teddy." Jack pointed at the cover of the book. "I wish we could go there," he said. The wind started to blow. The treehouse started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. But only for a moment. Chapter 2. Ka and Ko. The warm air burst with sound. Cuckoo! What's going on? Said Jack. He and Annie looked out the window. The sky was lit by an orange glow as the sun went down. The tree house was in a tree by a stream at the edge of a forest. The wild screeching and cawing came from the forest's tall, leafy trees. Just then, two creatures leaped onto the windowsill. Ah! Said Annie and Jack yelled, jumping back. Annie burst out laughing. Arr, arr! Teddy barked. Two small monkeys peered at them. Their dark faces were framed with light gray fur. They looked as if they were wearing tiny parkas. Hi, said Annie. I'm Annie. He's Jack. And he's Teddy. What are your names? Caw-caw, caw-caw, the monkeys chattered. Cool, said Annie. She turned to Jack. Her name is Ka. His is Ko. Oh, brother, said Jack. I bet he is her brother, said Annie. Ka and Ko whooped as if laughing at Annie's joke. Their yellow eyes twinkled. We came to get a gift from the forest, said Annie. Do you know where we can find it? The monkeys nodded and chattered. Then they started down the tree. Using their long tails and arms, they swung from branch to branch. They jumped to the ground and looked up. Coming! Bring Teddy, Jack, Annie said. Then she started down the ladder. Jack quickly flipped through Wild Life of India. He found a picture of the gray monkeys. He read, This monkey is a langur. Say lang-er. The word langur means having a long tail. Jack pulled his notebook and pencil out and his backpack. He wrote, Langur means long tail. Annie's laughter came from below. It blended with the sounds of the forest. Barked Teddy. Okay, said Jack. He put the book in his notebook and Teddy into his pack. Then he hurried down the ladder. Annie was playing with the langurs on the stream bank. Jack put Teddy on the ground. Cobb bounded over to Jack and grabbed his hand. The langur's paw felt like a tiny human hand. Ka pulled Jack toward the forest. Ko pulled Annie, and Teddy scampered after them. The langurs climbed the huge leafy trees. Then they began swinging from branch to branch like kids on a jungle gym. Annie dashed beneath the swinging monkeys. Teddy ran after her. Wait, Jack called, hurrying after them all. Annie, slow down. We don't know anything about this place. The langurs slowed down as if they understood Jack's words. Jack caught up with Annie. They walked on through the forest. This is so amazing, said Annie. Jack agreed. The sunset gave the trees a fiery glow. The hot air smelled sweet. Blue peacocks spread their tails. Yellow birds flew from tree to tree. Small deer ate red flowers in a clearing. It's like paradise, said Annie. Yeah, but don't forget the title of our book, Wild Life of India, said Jack. Wildlife means scary animals too. Jack noticed long, deep gashes in a tree as they walked by. He stopped. What happened here? He said. Annie shrugged and kept walking. Jack pulled the book out of his pack. There was a picture of a tree with gashes. He read aloud. Tigers sharpen their claws on tree trunks. They leave big gashes in the bark. What? Said Annie. She stopped and looked back at the tree. See what I mean? Said Jack. Tigers live here, and one of them just came this way.